Every story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is a story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides on political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News on the Hour. I am Eblomo Adekunle. The impeachment moves on Adamawa State Governor Murtala Nyako and his deputy Bala Nglari have suffered another setback. The company accused of siphoning contract money worth 300 million naira meant for the construction of Mubi Bypass Road by the Adamawa State House of Assembly has debunked the claims. This is coming a day after the House ordered its clerk to serve the state governor and its deputy with impeachment notices. Among the 20 allegations leveled against the governor and his deputy, the lawmakers accused a company, Hydrosource Resources Limited, of corruptly siphoning over 300 million naira and failing to carry out the work long after collecting the contract money. The company, however, moved swiftly to debunk the claims.
My company, Hydrosource and Resources, did not receive 300 million naira for Mubi Bypass. We collect advance payment in Mubi Bypass, but not 300 million naira as the House of Assembly quoted in their allegation on Hydrosource. I'm here to protect the company, not me as a person.
Who appeared before the House of Assembly to defend the allegations, the State Ministry of Works did not give them the green lights to carry out the project. He said they have since mobilized equipment to the site to commence construction. The company's lawyer, who is saddened at the development, said they will use all legal machinery at their disposal to clear the name of the company. Residents hope the development would not have a negative toll on the state, which is one of the three under emergency rule.
It's a normal thing, it's a constitutional thing. The Assembly is exercising their own constitutional responsibility. It's their constitutional right to serve an impeachment notice on all the either the governor or the deputy governor. But my problem with what is happening around is the timing. The timing is wrong. This is not the time for you to bring up all of these issues, whether you want to impeach the governor, the deputy governor, all of them at the same time, because it sends a lot of signals that is bad. A lot of people will take you as a selfish assembly.
This development may further delay the efforts of the Assembly. Just on Wednesday, the clerk to the House failed to serve the governor and his deputy with the impeachment notices, as the two principals were neither in their office nor at home. The federal government has threatened not to pay the delegates at the national conference who refused to attend plenary. The message was relayed by the conference management to the delegates during their sitting on Thursday. After the presentation of the report of the Committee on Civil Society, Labour, Youth and Sports by its chairman, Bola Ogunride, chairman of the conference, Idris Kutigi, asked his deputy, Bolaji Akinyemi, to relay an important message to the delegates. Akinyemi says it was obvious that delegates might not like what he was going to say, but asked them to understand that there was no way government would be happy to realize that some of them were usually absent during debate. He says since the sittings were usually live on television stations, the delegates should also know that government officials had been watching and noticing that seats were usually empty. Akinyemi added that delegates should know that allowance being paid to them was tied to sit-in. It would be recalled that the plenary was hurriedly suspended for 30 minutes on Wednesday morning due to the inability of the conference to meet quorum. The Rivers State Commissioner for Information and Communication, Ibim Semenitari, says Governor Rotimi Amechi was arrested and detained in Ondo State. Semenitari issued a statement expressing the concerns of the Rivers State government about the safety of Amechi, saying he was being held hostage in commando style by soldiers and federal government security agents in Odudu, Ondo State. Amechi, according to the commissioner, had left Port Harcourt Thursday morning for Ekiti State, where he was to join Governor Kayode Fayemi in his last mega rally before the elections. She added that the governor was ambushed and refused entry into Ekiti by military personnel acting on orders from above. He made to turn back and return to Akure, where his chartered aircraft was parked, but it was chased and rounded up by armed soldiers and security personnel in Odudu, Ondo State. The Rivers State government is especially worried that federal government and President Jonathan have singled out Amechi for harassment and attack. In a related issue, the Chief Press Secretary to the Edo State Governor, Peter Ohiria, also claimed the helicopter chartered to fly Adams Oshiomhole from Benin Airport to Ado-Ekiti was grounded. Ahead the related grounding of Oshiomhole's helicopter, the commander of the 81 Air Maritime Group, Benin City, Soji Awomodu, reportedly receives a call from above that no private jet or helicopter was allowed to fly out of Benin City to either Akure or Ekiti. Okiri lamented that this was the second time the governor's helicopter would be grounded in 1 year, the first being June 7, 2013, when it was recorded mid-air. The governor, who was billed to attend a mass rally organized to round off the re-election campaigns of Fayemi, according to Okiri, was left stranded at the airport for 2 hours before Awomodu delivered the message from above. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has warned the federal government against turning the country into a police state, following the restrictions placed on the way of some opposition governors and party members on their way to a campaign rally in Ekiti State. A press statement from the media office of the former vice president noted that the action of the PDP-led federal government in stopping the governors of Kano, Rivers and Edo from attending the APC governorship campaign rally in Ado-Ekiti is capable of turning Nigeria into a banana republic where fundamental rights of citizens are trampled upon with impunity. Atiku says he was concerned at the way the government has been dragging the military and police into politics. He, however, added that whether the PDP uses force or not, it would suffer the repercussions at the poll. The police have again failed to produce the Ekiti State Commissioner for Integration and Intergovernmental Relations, Funmiyi Afuye, before a federal high court in Abuja. Afuye and 11 others were due to be docked on terrorism charged on Thursday after the police failed to turn up with the accused persons on Wednesday. The matter was not listed for hearing in Justice Evo Chukwu's court, and none of the lawyers showed up. There are indications that the police may have withdrawn the terrorism charges filed against the accused persons. CoreTV News also learned that Afuye and the others have been taken to Ado-Ekiti. Their lawyer, Femi Falana, says he expects them to be released after the police failed to go ahead with the matter in court. The Independent National Electoral Commission in Ekiti began the distribution of sensitive voting materials to the 16 local government areas of the state Thursday morning. Correspondent Rashid was there. His report is presented from our studios. The exercise carried out in the presence of officials from APC, Accord, PDP and Labour parties was a continuation of the process which started on Wednesday when the Commission received the materials from the Central Bank of Nigeria.
We now want to open in the presence of everybody. I hope it was the way we left this vehicle that we found it now.
The process was almost marred by an altercation which ensued over some forms that were not serialized and on the directive of INEC that only one party agent will man each point of the exercise.
We are not likely to have the number of voting points that we think we are going to have. From the arithmetic of the people
The voting materials were later distributed from a truck in accordance with their designated local government areas before their takeoff to their various destinations.
Who is the driver? Who is the driver? You.
Meanwhile, INEC has commenced the accreditation of observers for the Saturday poll.
The federal government is to withdraw the licenses of owners of non-performing coal blocks. This was one of the decisions at the meeting of the National Council on Privatization in Abuja. Minister of Power Chinedu Nebo explained after the meeting that there is no point in people holding on to licenses at a time the country is looking for coal to generate power.
Who have licenses for coal blocks, but unfortunately have not developed them. This is costing the country huge sums of money with regard to power production and also to importation of coal by some companies in Nigeria to produce their own power. I think this is not acceptable, and so the National Council on Privatization under the chairmanship of the Vice President, has now decided to do something very proactive to make sure that those who are holding on to these coal blocks, like land speculators, are, shown the way out of these licenses, because there is no reason why we will be looking for coal to produce power and people are sitting on these resources and refusing to develop them. I don't think it's a very patriotic thing to do, and so the decision of the National Council on Privatization is to ensure that those who do not want to immediately begin to produce coal have their licenses withdrawn.
You're watching CoreTV News on the hour. Take a short break and we'll be back with more stories. Don't go away.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
CoreTV News presents a platform with presence in over 30 states of the Federation. Be sure to be had. For live coverage of events, we have the capacity to deliver from anywhere in Nigeria and beyond. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733. 014-533-407.
Our 24-hour news station.
Thank you so much for being there with us. And now, stories outside Nigeria. Taliban militants set NATO military vehicles ablaze in Afghanistan, with local officials saying 37 were affected, though the coalition confirmed only several were damaged. All three attackers died in a gunfight with Afghan police and soldiers at the Torkham border crossing with Pakistan. The Taliban claimed responsibility via a recognized Twitter account. A spokesman for NATO's International Security Assistance Force says the attack occurred outside Forward Operating Base Torkham and confirms the significant damage to several vehicles. NATO vehicles in parking lots at the border have been attacked before, with one policeman killed in a similar assault in December. Torkham is a key crossing into Pakistan for NATO supplies, leaving Afghanistan as the US-led coalition withdraws. And that's the news for this hour. Do join us again at 1 o'clock for more reports. Thank you for watching. I am Ebrulomo Adikunle.